How's it going, Rabbit?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. So,
Okay.
we're doing Isol today.
Yes.
I saw a little bit of what you're playing. I actually had a comment about that last fight you took.
Okay.
Because I had just finished the game, didn't have enough time. I was like, let's just see how it's going. The 11 walks up near a console. She gets the taunt. The taunt ends. And I feel like you eat immediately, and I feel like you don't have to E in that situation. You can kind of step down because she actually kept you at like max range rather than walking into you for some reason. So I feel like you could have saved your E, and it actually did having kind of an effect because after she jumps on you, you turn the fight, but you don't have E up to chase it down to kill her. So that's just a little side thing. Don't worry about it too much.
Okay. Yeah. No, that means I know that holding that E is super important. So
yeah, it can be.
I'll keep that in mind. Okay. Did you want to go over routing or anything before we get started?
Let's talk about the build because I saw the one you're playing and I want to know the logic behind it. I've looked into it a little bit already.
Okay.
You were playing. Are you doing Tuxedo or are you doing Crusaders?
This is the one I usually play. The first one up here.
Right.
Factory Alley, Sem Chapel.
It's the one I see the most.
Yeah, I've been following. I don't know the name. It's in Korean, but
right.
Whatever the streamer is, he plays a lot of Isol. Very vocal about how good XCR is over Agni just in terms of routing and having HP on your assault rifle, so that you're more flexible in terms of your other transition pieces.
Yes.
But I do, if I feel like I have to go this Agni route, maybe I don't want to go to Alley for some reason. This might be the play from time to time.
Play devil's advocate. And still say that the ranked 1 Isol does still use Agni, but I do think the XCR routing does have some viability, does have some bonuses to it, right? Because like you said, the routing's smoother. It really is. It's 4-zone. Sword Stopper is insanely easy, so the components are actually very easy to hit. It's less likely you'll miss. The only big downside, I think, is that if done correctly, maybe not on Isol, but I know on Aya, if perfectly done, they can actually get to Symmetry with full build and fight for it, and that makes it very likely that they can actually win it. That's going to be very hard for our meta, specifically because of the existence of Wraith Kira in your lobbies, who is playing Nathapon, which hard counters the E-Nade build. It doesn't exist in KR, so they don't have to take that into account.
Yeah, if I see either him or Spy on AR Aya, I just don't go for Tree.
Right. And I think one other thing that is a bonus to XCR, or sorry, not XCR, for Agni over XCR is the fact that it looks like the XCR build does still want to build Radar, because I've seen him transition. I've seen in his games he will take Radar over a Sword Stopper. And because the Agni build is already building it, that's one less thing you have to worry about. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's just strictly better. Just things to kind of think about.
Yeah, this is routing for Agni was what got me into Plat in Season 2. So it's definitely, it's not that I think it's bad. I've just been mostly switching to XCR.
XCR is much safer, I think, because you have that HP.
Yeah.
So are you wanting to stick to just AR? Do you have any intentions to ever play Pistol Isol?
I haven't really thought about it too much. I just feel that ENAD is just such a, EBAD now, they've changed it. It's just such a powerful stat, honestly, that I feel like I want to just take advantage of it as long as it's around in the form that it is.
It can be.
And I know that Pistol just got, they just swapped up Pistol a little bit with how the weapon skill works, so it might not necessarily be as good anymore.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so I think we've been over everything before, so I don't feel like we have to go through the long-winded talks again about areas, food, and stuff. We can just hop right in if you want, and then you can kind of just give me feedback on what you think may have changed since then, or things you want to focus on this time rather than last time.
Okay. Do you feel Pistol Isol is stronger than AR right now?
I did before, pre-patch, post-patch. Not entirely sure, because I think you have a point with the weapon skill being changed. I think it does actually hurt quite a bit. But they excelled in different areas. AR, much better sustained damage, much better man fight potential. Pistol, much better burst, and quite a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Slippery. So they have pros and cons on both ends, but I feel like Pistol has taken quite a bit of a hit, and because of that, it's going to be harder to justify it, I think. But it's always nice to experiment, right?
True, true.
Because it may be better with Kelt, right? It may be one of those situations where it's like, oh, until I get Kelt, it's worse than AR, but if I ever get my Kelt, it's better. And yeah, Elegance is pretty much going to be like the only viable option at the point now since they've gotten rid of DM. But I think Elegance is really good for him anyways.
Yeah. Okay, I'll save these for later. Maybe give these a shot sometime off stream.
It'll probably end up being one of those things where you'll play it and then eventually you'll be like, yeah, I'm just gonna play AR. And I don't blame you. How do you feel? How do you go about traps on Isol? What do you think is the best way to prepare your traps?
What I usually like to do is, and it works very well for this Agni routing. Maybe not so much on XCR, where I'm not finishing Temple. But generally, I like to either from Cemetery or Temple take as much gunpowder as I possibly can, and then if I'm starting either Hospital or Factory, I usually try to pick up 2 glue in my first zone, and I generally go for Claymores.
Okay, Claymores. Claymores are really good. Claymores are really nice too. Because it kind of works with your routing, I think that's perfect. Normally, when new players, they'll pick them up and they'll be like, oh, I like to spam double guillotines, and I have to like shoehorn them off them, because while they're good, it takes a lot of time, and normally that time is better spent elsewhere, so I try to tell them, I'm like, look, until you get a hang of things, just do fire traps. They're quick, they're easy, they're plentiful, and then you can start worrying about better traps. But, you know, you're obviously a little better than that, so I do think that Claymores are a good option.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, usually I try to hold an enhanced mousetrap if possible. If, you know, I usually find them just lying around Cemetery, and I'm just like, hey, if I find the Force Core at some point, I can end up making that into remote mines. If I get a cell phone off of a bear, I try to go for smart bombs. Not always possible, but if that opportunity presents itself, I might as well give it a shot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, other than pistol skill, just throughout the past couple patches of the Isol, is that they keep increasing the cooldown of the E, and you know, making it so that he can't get away as nicely. So maybe the gears are turning on pistol a little bit.
Yeah.
No, maybe having all that cooldown reduction that those you know, pistol builds might be a little bit more beneficial now that that E is so long.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the big reasons why it keeps getting nerfed, is because it eventually got to the point where Pistol Isol was able to E every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And that was a problem. As Eva already having a 4-second like movement ability is a pain, but then you throw that on someone who then has invisibility, and it's a real problem. So how you been, man?
Good. You know, I haven't been able to get too much ranked in recently.
Me either.
But, I've been hoping to find some matches soon. This is kind of tricky in terms of routing here with Kathy down there. I'm gonna try and go up and around.
I like that. Just keep in mind that someone is coming from the left, so it might be better to go straight up.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like they may not have come on this side, so you might get what you need out of this.
Yeah.
Unlucky. The algorithm was not nice to you.
Yeah, not today.
Something that may be helpful for you, Wraith Kira in Gen Chat pinned a message that shows all of the subgroupings for boxes.
Yes. Yes, I did see that. That would yeah, I should commit each and every one of those to memory. Usually, like, you can kind of figure it out, but
yeah, I think the biggest thing, rather than worrying about where subgroups start, because you're right, you can figure out most of them on your own, is there's certain boxes that do not conform to subgroups, and they're completely on their own. And those ones I think are important to know, because they could, they provide like an extra bit of chance that you normally wouldn't have.
Maybe I should set up a trap.
Okay, we're making okay time here. Not great, but not awful.
Right.
Sometimes I try to take on. There's gonna be somebody right there, which sucks for me. Oh god, she might actually blow me up.
Is this full of trash?
Oh no, she's building that that weird thing. Oh no, flechette.
Yeah.
The other thing. I was thinking is Strape.
What I've seen lately is people that are still doing PT are going flechette, so they have us a little bit more burst.
Okay, we still need iron ore.
Seems like it'll only be garbage.
Okay.
Okay, we could try and get it later.
My prayers are
Yeah, sometimes outside of the alley teleporter, I try to take on a chicken
If
just to get
possible.
leather early. Yeah, because
Yeah.
usually these ones will be gone.
Yeah.
This looks great. There better at least be something in here. Let's make some more.
Okay, she's still there. No. These chickens up? Nah, they're all dead.
Okay.
Do I even have the right to pray anymore?
That's unfortunate. Could maybe high roll off the bat.
There better at least be something. Target.
Where's our next zone?
This is technically the end of the route, but we have to contest Cemetery Tree, which
Right.
is gonna
Not
be
able
difficult to
to.
make happen. Yeah. No leather.
I think we'll have to just kind of concede it this time, sadly.
Mhm.
Seems
Yeah.
And with that in mind, it might be better to TP. Oh, maybe not. Hotel's very risky right now because other people will be there for tree, but Hotel does also have iron ore along with piano wire. But I feel like it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
high risk choice. Because there will be a lot of people there with like finished items.
maybe I should set up a
Mhm.
trap here.
A subject has been terminated.
Yeah, I would
Log
maybe
down
shy
here.
away from that side.
Yeah. No dog. Here, hopefully. Looks like it's still up. Okay, no dog.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's check these boxes.
Yeah.
Is this full of traps?
Perfect.
Or
And the chickens came back up.
oh wait, no. Yeah.
Looks like
Good
maybe
spot.
someone-
It dropped so you can drop your iron ore. Perfect.
Yeah.
This thing turned out pretty good.
It's still up the tree.
Yeah, there was noise, so you can assume people are fighting over it.
Yeah.
A subject has been terminated.
Oh. Oh. Goodbye.
You'll have to cue her. Oh, no, she's leaving you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, she saw how weak you were. She didn't knock you up. That's very odd. Yeah.
Setting a trap around here.
I heard her go through the other way.
Okay, perfect.
So we're still leatherless here.
Check wolves. Sometimes forest wolves are up. Unless you
yeah.
wanted to go to school for guaranteed dogs.
Yeah, I was thinking dog, but yeah, somebody's down here.
Very unlucky game.
A subject.
Yeah,
has
this
been
is a
terminated.
little cursed, but it's okay. I mean, if there's one character that you can get by on a game like this,
A
just rat the
subject
entire
has
time,
been
it's Isol.
terminated.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Okay, bus dog's up though.
Oh, here we go.
I had no choice. You kept bothering me.
Okay, now we can at least fight a little bit.
Did I make something?
And the,
too nuts?
check if that dog. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. So the only thing we'll be missing is accessory. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
So we
I
definitely
could try
need
and go
to start
back into
making-
hotel from here.
War.
Yeah, you definitely can. People should be gone.
A subject has been terminated.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh wait, actually no.
She's gonna commit onto you though, so.
Subject has been terminated.
Yeah.
A subject has been terminated. A new area has been restricted.
I see that Kathy.
I will say, if
Don't-
she continued to commit towards you, drop ult, and then I think you could take it.
Okay.
Specifically because it's like you are on Crusaders,
Yeah.
and then she has no innate in her build, so I think you'll do a little bit more damage to her, and then your ult gives you that little bit of burst
Yeah.
you'll need.
Yeah.
You might be dead here. Okay.
I have a bad feeling
Yep.
about this.
She might wrap around, so when you come down in here, keep moving.
Okay.
There isn't someone stupid enough to nap here, right?
And then I would say if you wanted to check those boxes, just put down an ult in case she comes by.
Yeah.
Better cover
It won't do much, but it might deter her a little bit, and then if she comes up while you're crafting, you could maybe turn the fight, because now you're basically full build without headpiece.
Yeah.
I'll pick up.
Just gives you kind of like a safe spot, you know, which we need.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna try and take vision.
Target acquired. I have no choice.
This would be a situation where you look to get like tac ops off somebody's body or something.
Yeah, it would be nice. I think going to forest may not be a bad idea because you're low on food and stamina. Tree's going to be spawning there anyways. You can work on all three there.
Okay.
So the best thing to do in that case is going to be collecting the water there, picking up eggs or oriental herbs, and a little bit of honey.
Okay.
You don't have to do the water here. You can do it in forest.
Yeah. Oh, true, yeah.
Wonder when it is.
Okay, we have weapon skill now. Great.
Oh, she's dead.
A subject has
okay.
been terminated.
No crown, but cameras.
Someone is
Yeah.
consecutively eliminating survivors. A subject has been terminated.
Can I set an ambush here? Don't interrupt me.
Let's ignore the next boar and just try to
Okay.
get our food and stamina online because tree's going to be up in like 30 seconds. So I want to
Okay.
be ready for that.
Always having water. Basic survival.
So we boil one set.
Seems like it'll only be guarded.
Eggs, perfect. And then now let's just start walking to it because we want to be there on time. You've got cameras, so you can lay them down in this bush. And then the two surrounding as well, in case anyone comes up. And then we take
A
it.
new area has been restricted.
Oh, here she
Yep.
comes. I think I'll be able to get it.
I think so too.
I'm just gonna E. Actually, no, I'll hold it.
Forest.
Yeah, I
Yep,
don't
you're
need
good,
to.
you're good.
Hide a body.
Let's just walk down. You can go ahead and start crafting. Maybe put down a bomb.
A subject has been terminated.
She comes.
Someone
Actually,
is consecutively eliminating survivors.
Those houses look crazy. Wonder when it is.
She might have ult again, so be careful. It
Yeah,
was
let's,
close. I think you actually would have won it if she stayed committed, but she started backing off anyways, so it doesn't matter. So it's fine that you disengaged. Let's go
Yeah.
ahead. Do this. You can eat your food to top up. You can rest if you want to, but you do have like
This is something I can
more. You do have like one more thing of boiling water to get you a little bit better food as well. And you can open this blue crate.
Nice.
Coming back.
Okay, cool. We've got Laurel. Oh, here she is.
Yeah, you could absolutely fight her
Yeah.
now.
Oh.
Perfect.
Subject has been terminated.
Good shit.
5 survivors.
I think taking the meteorite, even if you're not going to use it for an item, is always a great call here, because you can crush it with the rock, and then pick up water, and you'll have good stamina that will also give you combat bonuses. You don't have to make that, just saying like it's an option if you decide you don't want to use it for something like a force core. Which we cannot guarantee a force core at this point, because I think the hospital tree is gone. Hospital tree
Oh, it's
is
still
up,
there. Yeah.
but it's about to red zone.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna close. I'm gonna look for herbs or eggs.
Is this full of trash?
honey's good too, because you can do one thing of hot honey since we're out of SP. It's not a big deal on Isol. So if you feel like you don't actually need anything better than just like normal honey, you could just stick on that. But I think it's always nice to at least have a 1080. And then we could do wolves before we leave.
A
Yeah.
new area has been restricted.
Better cover your ears. No choice. Have to bother you.
Oh, no mithril.
No, but we can fish up these fish to
Yeah.
use. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking with the one hot stone we have. I might also check this drop up here.
Always fine. No,
Usually,
I don't
like-
mind it at all.
Yeah. Usually this is where I'd want to maybe get mithril shield, start building traps.
Right.
It's actually a little late for traps considering just how doomed our early game was.
But this would be a
But
good
we'll
situation
give it
to
a shot.
maybe start prepping for what is it called? Fire traps? Because it's so easy.
Yeah.
Because you could just go to cemetery and you can make a bunch of the whatever they're called. I can't remember. And then you just need oilcloths. Which,
Oh yeah, the explosive trap.
yeah, I think oilcloth is actually the hard part. You could maybe do some like guillotines though in the spare time though. I don't know. It's all up to you, man.
Yeah, if pond were open, I could be able to get all that guillotine stuff.
You can actually, I'm pretty sure you can do guillotines from here in forest, because they have they have the bamboo you're missing, and you can get hatchet. Like there's a hatchet in the car below you to the right, so like that could help. You just have to get rid of the turtle shell, which yeah, and then we can just go in there and look for our bamboo. And I think that's everything we'll need to do like at least normal guillotines.
If I hit Chapel, I can grab Rusty Sword as well.
Yes.
I think I could probably get one more.
Possibly, yeah. We have time.
One more hatchet.
It's up to you. Keep in mind, Wick though is spawning in 20 seconds. Do you want to do this or contest Wick? If you
I think I'll just go for traps here.
Okay, yeah. If you don't feel like you're in a good position.
Yeah, if I were really fed and I know I could burst Wick down really quick.
Check his body.
I'd probably go for her.
I don't think he has it anymore, but okay, yeah. If he had radar, we would take that.
A new area has been restricted.
Oh, nice. Other hatchet.
Okay.
Oh, there's Kizna. Looking pretty good.
That Jukai is looking kind of...
Yeah, the Shukai is a little
rough,
messed up, but
poor guy.
I think he's getting chased by the Yuki. The Kathy's out here as well. She's taking the box.
You can put down a mine and kind of bait her into a fight.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm...
It's okay. That just means she'll chase, start autoing.
Yeah.
That's what you want. Perfect. Yeah, I don't think we get that because she gets to queue away. But if there's anyone following Wick, they might turn on her.
Oh.
You can put down ult. Yeah, nice. Perfect, man. Oh no. The only problem with
this... I missed the queue. Yeah. I put a weapon skilled.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the only rough thing about the ult there is, and I kind of realized it after, was it draws Wick aggro. And once we draw Wick aggro, I feel like we have to fall off because it's basically a 2v1 fight.
Makes sense. Yeah, I think if I landed that second Q while we were up there, I probably killed her, but just got away from me.
Pretty solid though overall. It's a great example of a rebound game.
Yeah, after a start like that, I'll take 4th place 1 kill.
Yeah.
We'll try the Agni route next.
If you want. I mean, I do believe that this route, like, you could just probably no life this route if you wanted it and find success.
Yeah.
You just have to, like, it's a little more reliant on transitions, but again, it's safer, so. It's really hard to give advice on, like, things from that game because of how rough of a game it was, you know? I can't really fault you on most of the things in that because it's just, I guess big things are like when when Tree was about to spawn, you know, you spent a lot of time with animals, which wasn't bad. I made sure to stop you before we wasted more time because setting up for Tree when we did is what ensured us to get it.
Yeah.
Because if we were any later, we wouldn't have gotten it. The Razi would have been there. We could not guarantee a win against her without it. It was close, but the big thing was that, you know, she came back afterwards, and if you had taken that fight before taking the tree, then it's like she would have come up, you would have had to fight again. It would have been long and drawn out, where having it lets you finish her headpiece and kill her the second time. So we just need to be a little bit more mindful about how long it's taking us to get to the objective. Which it's hard to know that exact, but it's like, we've both been playing long enough, right? You can kind of guesstimate how long it's going to take you to walk to an area.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I definitely should have went for that chicken leather outside of alley as well, just because I always know that it's going to be a crapshoot whether or not I get it in Chapel or not.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it used to be like, remember when Chapel, the teleporter was like down a little bit further?
So much better.
Like, yeah. Oh, you liked it more like that?
I loved it like that.
Yeah, I don't really have a preference whether I liked it or not, but I feel like everybody would always be in that one little crossing night one, and it was like if you were there, you either were like you fifth party your way into 4 early kills, or you just get caught out right away.
Yeah,
it was like a bloodbath every time.
My only reasoning for why I don't like it is if you look at the map real
Time
fast,
to
and
troll.
you look at docks. Aderjarn, thank you for the follow, really appreciate it. There's no good teleport out of docks. Like, you know how in most zones, if you spawn in a zone without a TP, there's at least a close TP for you to walk to of some kind. There's nothing close to docks. Everything's
that's a good point.
on the like far ass end of it, because if you're spawning top right set of docks, you're walking to the center of it, and then you have to walk your ass all the way back to factory. So it's not even really about Chapel for why I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think it fucked docks.
Yeah.
So now the only time you can ever spawn docks is if you're going to Uptown or Chapel for second zone. There's no other time where you can spawn docks.
Back to Q. 17 out of 18. Someone blew up.
Yeah. Come here, little guy.
Yeah, I'm surprised they added this this assault rifle, because I don't think I've ever seen anybody build this in my entire life.
I think the Isol guy that plays the build you're playing actually does it every now and then.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yeah, let me pull it up. See if I'm right about this. I think he does. I see one game where he did it, and it's in a duos game. But I can't tell if it's a game where he started Agni or not. Yeah, it's a game where he started Agni. So
okay. Yeah, that makes sense, because you don't have to worry about the losing the HP.
Right. But it looks like on the XCR build, he actually builds auto arms. It's hard to tell.
Oh yeah, no. If I can get the get auto arms over sword stopper, that's definitely an upgrade.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's just a matter of what I want to use that force core for, and if I can actually get it realistically.
Looks like he doesn't actually use force core for damn near anything, so it's like, because I only see him, he did that literally only one game, so I don't even know, like, maybe he's just feeling frisky and he's like, let's try it, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe you watch him, right? Does he just build remote mines all the time?
Yeah, usually they'll go into remote mines or auto arms with force core.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, so this game has 4 Lukes in it. Usually I see a lot of them around Chapel or at the time that I get there, so that might be a little scary if one of them, high rolls gets there quickly, so I'll keep that in mind. I miss being able to see, like, who's in the lobby.
Yeah.
Name-wise.
But at the same time, I think it provides a slight unfair advantage.
True.
Especially when you get to higher levels of play, because it's like, I have to be honest, I actually, towards the end of Season 1, would specifically not play certain routings if Mizroy was in my lobby. Because I knew, I was like, Mizroy is the only Cathy player who is ever on time to actually kill me in that area and knows he can. Everyone else would leave me alone. So I had to, like, specifically alter my routing, and I feel like that's a slightly unfair advantage.
Yeah. It's weird that you see it in ranked, but you don't see it in norms. I feel like it should be the other way.
Yeah, that's true. But now that we have to pick our builds beforehand, I think the way they do it in ranks isn't nearly as bad.
One glue, I forgot to grab more. Let's go, we get some in alley. Oh, this spawn is kind of cursed. It's okay, we'll hit everything.
This just means you walk towards temple. Yeah. You can dip down and check the boxes below if you want to, but
yeah,
you should hit from here.
Yeah, I'm feeling lucky.
Okay, good,
here
good.
it is. Oh, oops.
Let's make some more.
This also lets me check right here for gunpowder. Oh, nice.
Better not drop my stuff. Looks like it can be somewhat useful.
Oh wait, no, not that.
Let's make some more. This thing turned
Yeah, I feel like it's probably better to route towards the chickens like this rather than coming through down and around.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Especially considering you hit everything.
Let's leave. Gotta pack this up properly. Goodbye. It's full of trash. Did I make something too nice?
A box might be kind of rough here. Oh, nice.
Okay, perfect.
I could use something first.
Oh, I should have done weapon first.
I could even use this in a real war.
A subject has been terminated.
Okay, I consider this, like, having these three. I mean, obviously it depends on who's going to be there and what they have, but
I think the only thing slightly better you could do is walk up and to the right, start killing the wolves, and then you could have leather to do your arm piece really fast. Now you're a little bit late to do it,
yeah,
so it's gonna be a crapshoot.
yeah. It might be here though.
A
No.
new area has
And the
been
other wolf is
restricted.
despawned. Yeah, she's far end.
Oh, she could do it like that. I forget.
Yes.
That's how she works.
So you have to like be a little more upfront with it if you want to like
A subject
actually
has
keep
been
her from it,
terminated.
but I'm not sure you can. You know? Looks like there's another one here. That's definitely a different Eva. Wait, is it? It might not be. Oh shit.
Okay.
Push up a little more, make sure she actually leaves. Well, I guess this is fine. Because the way you did it, since you started walking back, she could be greedy and kind of sit there at the edge and start healing, whereas you can actually force her to leave by pushing yourself a little bit more forward. You don't have to check now, but that's just a little thing to make sure that you're actually punishing the opponent more. Because if she respects you, she just walks off. But if she decides not to and kind of steps back in, you can kind of just cue her, and you can literally just waste all of her timer for the entire game. And it only takes like an extra second or two.
Okay, so first tree. I mean, couldn't get the kill, but this still works.
I think what you did was fine. You played it very well, man.
Yeah.
I don't like to focus on the concept of like, if you were rewarded with kills or not, because I feel like you're in a much better position to win the game at this point.
Okay, we're still
A
missing
subject has been terminated.
piano wire. I just wanted to check for
A
some
subject
gunpowder here
has been
before we go.
terminated.
Can grab mouse traps too.
A subject has been terminated.
Okay, no more. We'll go to temple, look for the rest. Because usually I like to have like 8 gunpowder to do 4 and 4.
All right, give me a quick second to find my phone. I'll be right back.
Hello, people of MOTF chat.
A subject
Maybe while
has
he's
been
gone I can plug my
terminated.
stream and nobody knows. I'm on twitch.tv/RabbitHouse. Oh,
A new
hello.
area has been restricted.
I was just plugging my stream while you stepped away.
Oh, it's fine. I don't mind, man.
Yeah.
Especially considering it'll go on YouTube. It's like
Yeah.
there's a good bit of people who watch me that say like there's just not enough content out there. So
Yeah. Yeah, every now and then I'm like, you know what, maybe I can, release a guide or put something together, and then, like, something will change in the game, and I'll be like, oh, I have to, like, release now.
I just am comfortable leaving it like as it is. Like I've got a super outdated old mastery system explained guide that is one of my best performing videos just because of how old it is. People always watch it, even if all of the information isn't relevant anymore. Some of it is. New tier list win? Probably next patch rather than this patch. I think updating it every patch is just a little too much on my end. And I feel like not enough changes to really warrant a new tier list half the time.
Yeah. Here, I'll ask you this now. Where do you feel Ava is at right now?
I think on release she was hard S. I think now I haven't seen enough of high-end Ava to place her reliably, but I feel like she could settle A+.
Yeah, I mean, just the items that she generally builds are just so good.
Yes.
It's hard to not see her succeed.
Right. Most of the characters I had in S to begin with last patch, all were because they abused Scotty Glacials. I think they're just the best items in the game. And I think that's still the case, but a lot of the characters who were abusing them got nerfed. I don't know why they nerfed them rather than the items, but Cicella, I think, is still the best character in the game.
Yeah, she's kind of nuts.
And was untouched. Disgusting.
It's okay. They nerfed Dylan's passive though. Now it's the second auto. Even if you crit, it doesn't even deal the damage of a normal.
It is disgustingly weak now. Luke, what? On the left, do you want to fight him?
Yeah. No, I hit the bat.
You're not very confident in your strength, huh?
Yeah, I just know that if he jumps on me, I just kind of explode if I, especially now that cams see you through invisibility, even the basic ones. But we could try for it. I could limit test a little bit here. Oh, come on, get me.
You put down your ult in this situation?
Yeah. Oh.
So in the situation where he gets a Q on you like that, you just ult, and you basically play a game of chicken with him, and you're like, are you going to Q to me or not?
Oh. Okay, we've got a decent amount of gunpowder. We need snares still, so I'm gonna go to archer range. We'll get more gunpowder there too. Oh, what the? Is that the same one?
Yes, it is. So I'm gonna offer a question to you here.
Okay.
Hit M.
Okay. Oh wait, sorry. Hit what?
M to check your map.
Oh, M.
Do you feel like this is a good? Okay, you can still look for your stuff, right? You can close that, and I'm gonna ask you a question on the side.
Okay.
Once I know this Luke isn't fucking with us.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you feel like would have been a better use of your time? Building these traps, or taking the meteorite that was at Temple while you were there, and then grabbing the Tree of Life from Forest?
That was probably better. Yeah, to do Tree of Life. I mean, the traps... Yeah, I already have so much of what I need for the traps that I probably should just look for Tree of Life instead. If I was like no trap stuff whatsoever.
Now the kicker to this is you still can, because the Tree of Life and Forest is still up, and there's a meteorite spawning in Uptown. So this is going to be a lot of timer, but check if we had already been doing it, even though we were wasting a bunch of time on timer, we could have gotten that back from killing maybe Omega. Yep. No, stand your ground. See? You do so much damage, and he can't get away from you.
Oh,
A subject has been terminated.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't use my weapon skill very optimally there, but it ended up working out.
Perfect.
Okay, we've got enough.
The Jackie is taking Meteorite, but she's kind of dumb and doesn't realize it hasn't fallen yet, so you can push up there to punish her.
Okay.
She will probably come back in from this side, so just push up. And then if she doesn't, once we take it, if we don't see her, you can assume she went into school.
Better cover your ears. Better at least be something in
Go into school.
Would things be different if I'd gone to school?
She's probably out.
Oh, she's out.
Yeah, because you made noise when you checked those boxes and kind of gave away your position. If she doesn't have camera vision, which someone does, but I assume it's the Luke.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's just keep moving on.
Okay, we just need 2 more mouse traps.
Okay.
Actually, no. We could do with a lot more mouse traps actually.
Something in here.
I feel like
We
the
have 8
amount of
mines.
traps we're making is quite a bit already, though.
Yeah. Okay.
You better cover your shields.
What else do you need to finish these?
Just actually, I could finish
Buried in
4 of them now, but I would need I could make more though.
Should I set traps?
Okay, no, I can get behind that. If you wanted to do that, like if you really want to commit to the mousetraps, you absolutely can. Is there another zone for mousetraps though?
It would be cemetery. No, yeah, cemetery and pond.
Okay, so there's a
So
gun, so you'd
no.
have to do it there.
Yeah.
Is the Tree of Life in Forest still up? I didn't see.
It is, yeah.
Let's go to
We can try to go for
Uptown.
that.
Yeah, dip in and grab that. When's the next meteorite falling? There's not.
I don't
Alright,
know
all the
anymore,
meteorites
yeah.
are gone, so it's probably not worth it. You can go to Avenue and contest Wick, though.
Okay.
A subject has been terminated.
Maybe I should set up
I think this is
A
fine.
new area has been
And then you can use some of the claymores if someone steps up on you. Just don't use, like,
a subject has
a
been
detrimental
terminated.
amount.
Someone is consecutively eliminating survivors.
be buried after this.
Not having,
Someone's over here.
yeah, not having vision is very rough. Okay, good. We're being mindful of the bush. I don't think we should start Wick because we know someone is here.
Decent stuff.
Oh, but they have a fuck ton of cameras.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff here.
Yeah. Maybe pull Wick back. Oh, never mind. She's already coming back. You're fine. You don't have to now. I don't know. We haven't seen anyone. You could start it. Do you feel like you
Yeah.
have the damage to burst it?
Yep. Oh,
It's fine. She picked it up.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah, there he is. Salted. Okay. Let's just keep walking. Make sure you ate. You haven't eaten.
okay.
And then she... Yeah, keep walking. Keep walking. She's not going to fall off.
Okay.
I know it... Okay, now you can go back because she fell back. Because
Oh, he's fighting her.
Terror started. Yeah. That was my point. Is like you have to walk a little bit more, and now he gets it.
Yeah.
You're probably basing it off the white bar, right? The white bar doesn't work anymore.
Okay.
It's fucked. It'll empty and she'll chase you for fucking God knows how long. You have to wait until you see her literally stop.
Okay.
A subject
Yeah, I
has
think if
been
I just
terminated.
immediately committed to Wick as soon as I got here and saw her, I probably could have gotten here, but
I think Terra
You
was
never know
waiting
who's
in
gonna
the
be around.
shadows. Like, I think he was still in the area and hadn't left. And was waiting for you to start it. So I think
Yeah.
you have to what you have to do there is walk away, like, and then once she drops, you have to turn back. Because if he goes onto you without Wick, I think you can kill him. But the idea is, like, if he fights you, you know, you kind of want that. Maybe drop your curry to grab it. Yeah, good.
oh wait.
Should I set a trap while I'm here?
And the reason I say that is because Terra's response to you starting Wick was too sudden. He was definitely in the area.
A new area.
Oh, there he is
Yeah,
still.
if you're gonna step up to him, you have to put down ult.
Okay.
Did I make something too nice?
Keep in
Yeah, well,
mind
we all
he
just saw
has
that
vision
before.
of you.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, he's gonna get me. Oh, and I. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
A subject has been terminated.
Yeah, I just fucked up the W, but
So I
I
was
was kind of doomed.
I was thinking this, and I really didn't say it because I was like, maybe I'm being paranoid. Putting down a camera on the other side of that wall just to make sure, because it's like, you know, he's in the area. He's probably looking for kills because he has Wick. He has nothing better to do at this time. You have to be like, you have to be fearful of him at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, my thought process was that because I knew that there was an Ava with us there as well, and I was like, okay, maybe we're not going to look to commit too hard because all of us know that we're.
I don't think
susceptible to a third
she's
party.
even a threat to him.
Yeah, that's a
Honestly.
good point. Yeah, she's still on Crimson Bracelet.
And even then, like, I feel like once he has Wick, he's definitely the strongest person in the lobby. Because it's like, if for Ava, once he queues onto her, she's dead. He's just gonna eat and just, And same for you. Like, once he has that wick, it's doomed. So we have to make sure that it's like, we're actually... the big mistake there was absolutely the wick. I know you didn't want to, like... There's two factors in there. You see the white bar empty, so you think she's going to drop off. And then you're hoping... You don't want to waste any red timer, but...
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen, but I literally have, like, videos where it's Psycho Wick, and she chases me for almost an entire minute. After her thing depletes. I don't know what it is, but Wick will literally just, like, if there's someone else there, she does not let go.
Okay.
And I think it's that if she takes damage from other sources, it extends it, but it doesn't show it to us. The traps take a lot more time than I thought they did, by the way.
Yeah, it's usually like the main thing I'm working on throughout the course of the game when I play Isol.
Right.
Which I probably could do that faster. I've been waiting for a game with a whole bunch of people in alley so that I'm the Agni route, but we're not getting that.
And a lot of the reason why I honestly detest spamming traps on Isol is actually for a situation like that game. Those traps ended up doing nothing for you.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I find that happens more often than I would like it to.
Which
where
yeah.
I die and then I'm a loot pinata for someone.
Right, and that's why it's like half the time, whenever I recommend someone to play Isol, I'm like, just spam bulk traps. Because like, I am much more afraid going into a zone with Isol, putting down a camera and seeing 7 traps of any fucking kind, than walking up and I'm like, oh, you have 2 claymores, whatever.
Okay.
You know? So like, you have a bunch of those mines, I think that's fine. Like, that is more than enough deterrent for anyone who comes into you final zone. If they set off 2 mines, they're literally dead.
Okay.
So what you can do is you can just make all those mines and then just stop. You can pick up the mousetraps if you want to, but I wouldn't like sit around for it, you know? And then do whatever objectives are on the map, like fight for Omega maybe. In that situation, we could have done the meteorites and then picked up the tree. And then once you're done with that, you can look to finish the traps.
The experiment will now begin. Satellite radar.
Because we definitely want some traps, because otherwise there's no reliable way to proc your passive, which I think is the most important part of the traps.
Okay.
Because like, I think we can all agree that when Isol like hits you with a trap, his damage just goes up exponentially. He's doing so much.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I find that as long as I can make it to final zones, I can generally like place very high or win on this. It's just a matter of getting there. Because it's really, there's such like psychology to it when you really think about it, where it's like people just see Isol in final zone.
Absolutely.
Like, oh, I don't want to fight that.
Absolutely. Now this is going to be a optimization question. Why not make boiling water there and then make 2 things of hot honey water? Is it time? Because that is a completely, like...
Time to troll!
Correct answer if you wanted to say, like, well, I think it takes too much time and it's not worth it.
Yeah. Honestly, it's not even necessarily the time. It's a matter of, I only have 400 mana to even begin with. So most of the time, it's like...
Yeah, it can be wasted,
like,
for sure.
This will pretty much top me off. Just on the 400.
Mr. Penguin, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it, buddy. Hope you enjoy the content.
Looks like we can be somewhat useful. A lot of tactics that softly target acquired.
Okay.
I need gunpowder. Okay, here we go.
She's
I
finishing
probably should just hit her again.
stuff. Nah, she's about to finish
Yeah.
her stuff. You need to make distance and start crafting your own.
Okay. Alright, I should get out of here. I can come back for iron ore.
Yeah.
Oh.
Better at least be something in here.
No chickens again. Yeah, this seems like it's gonna be another rough one.
Yeah. I think you're gonna notice this a lot more, seeing how contested Doc Chapel Sim is at the moment.
There better at least be something in here. I could use something.
Because they are all directly using the same items as you, and you're coming to this zone late.
Yeah.
A subject has been terminated.
This thing turned out pretty good.
Oh wait, I need that box. She's right here. Oh wait, no.
You dropped the wrong thing,
There we
yeah.
go. Yeah.
Looks
I'm
like
surprised Lexi doesn't just kill you here, because she absolutely
Yeah.
could.
New area has been restricted.
Pays to make friends in this game. Oh yeah.
You're...
My lighter. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, you have to just
She
give
just
up
went
tree.
straight.
You can't contest,
Yeah.
so. And then you have to leave at this point. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even bother going in there. You can just, you could go anywhere, I guess. Just because if you go in, she'll just kill you whenever she finishes tree. You have to assume at some point she's gonna kill you, right? Because it's
Yeah.
technically the correct thing to do. I think while you're here, don't like look just for whatever it is you know. Like you're looking for iron ore right now. What I'm trying to say is let's start
Yeah.
walking up to wolves and check the containers towards wolves.
Okay.
Because I think leather is the
it's-
most important thing right now.
Yeah.
And there's someone there, so
better at least be something in here.
it's kind of rough.
Okay, there is a uptown dog.
This thing
Go
turned
try to
out
get that.
Yeah.
target of
I will say, and we'll talk about this afterwards, I don't think that going into forest was the correct choice here.
been happy, right?
Just because
Did I make something?
the availability for leather is so bad in that area.
True.
And I think that's our #1 priority, so we should be focusing on that instead.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have went dock. There's all those chickens up top.
Hotel's probably still the best option because you do still want iron ore, but dock is also really good too, for sure.
Use this in a real war.
He's
You
leaving.
can go,
you
my
keep
friend.
walking.
Oh,
Even at this point, I
no.
think we might want to just look to leave. What are you looking for here?
Oh no, I was gonna try and go down for bears, but it might be too
Let's
risky.
go to, I would say, alley.
Better not drop my stuff.
Okay, perfect. Go bottom.
Place for a trap.
Yeah. Because it's like, I will be honest, I didn't expect the wolves to be up, but chickens absolutely should be up. And then maybe the bear on your right.
Bother.
Because leather's my, like, only priority right now. I'm not thinking of anything else. You need to get the rest of these items online, specifically your boots. And now you can start worrying about everything else.
Yeah, well, I already have booby traps here too, so I'm in a decent spot trap-wise. I just need some gunpowder. We don't have to commit as much time as we did last game.
A new
Maybe go to
area
archery range then, it's empty, and
Yeah.
if someone killed wolves on time, then they should be up. You can get gunpowder there.
Bother.
A subject has been terminated.
You can kind of shoot that chicken as you're walking by. That was in your range.
Sure, yeah.
You don't have to
Yeah.
go back, just like,
Yeah. Yeah, keep that in mind.
once we're at this point in the game, since you're range, if it's in your range, you might as well.
Yeah.
That one's in my pocket,
Target acquired.
I think.
Don't interrupt.
Nice.
Perfect. Okay.
Oh, I should throw ult down before I take this.
Ideally, because you wanna...
Yeah.
A subject has been terminated.
Yeah, this is the problem in Isol mirrors. He's slightly more built than you, so I don't think you can completely take it. Maybe not, I don't know. How is the mirror to you? Especially considering he's pistol. So his auto, it's actually going to be worse. You should have better DPS.
Targets are all similar.
I feel like if I can land an easy Q like that, although he's slowing me.
Can't you
I
W
can
in
get it.
response there?
True, yeah. He's gonna root me. Oh, here it comes. Oh,
Why aren't you autoing him?
yeah.
You also could have queued. There you go.
Oh, oops. Oh wait, I could take him, I think.
Yep, roll to chase. Maybe not roll, but oh yeah, this is good. Perfect.
Oh, nice.
He's gonna get away, but okay, you can kind of let him be. But my big point here is it's like you can take that, so there's no reason to respect him that much. You should also probably check the Nadine.
Yeah.
Perfect. There's your attack ops.
Oh, nice. Actually, we want this too.
I would also take the boiling water, but we can go back to that in a second.
Oh, there he is again. Oh, and now I can probably beat him way easier. Oh.
Camera? Okay. So he went that way.
Yeah.
That's fine. You need to leave. Okay, good.
Yes.
As long as that's all you're doing.
Yeah, I just wanted the cam. Oh.
That's fine.
A new area has been restricted.
I actually think a lot of the same problems from the last session still kind of persist. I think you're respecting your opponents a little bit too much.
I'm gonna try to go down to forest, see if I can get that tree before it goes.
Seems great to me. Check keys on.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Maybe I should set up a trap. Should I set an ambush here?
Put down your ult. Maybe not. You don't have to. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
If we knew people were in the area, or we thought maybe someone was, like if this was like at spawn Tree of Life, maybe, but I think we're fine.
Where's my next target?
Why not craft that and pick up the branch?
Because I hear somebody. Oh.
Okay. All right, now we back off and start crafting.
Yeah.
I'll pick up just what I need.
He's like forcing himself out for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I could even use this in a real war. I will win this war.
You need SP really badly, but I guess this actually kind of fixes that. You know, having Laurel, because look at your SP go up, you're fine.
Having water.
Once you top off, you'll never have to worry about it again. So you can probably just like drink the honey that you've got and just kind of hold this on you while you check other things.
Yeah.
There better at least be something.
So what are we doing? What are we getting ready for? There's a meteorite impact an alley. I don't think we really care about that, but you could pick that up and then go to hospital, and you can make a jerry-rig of force core.
You kept bothering me.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that makes sense. Generally, I would try and finish the claymores here, but we'll try not to spend too much time doing that because,
We can do
like
that
we were talking about,
afterwards.
yeah, it's not too pressing.
I've already rested enough.
Checking
I'll
for
just
wolves
TP
isn't
in.
a bad idea. I don't mind that.
Okay.
Because
it's,
that
yeah,
could have the
25
same items
seconds.
you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Target.
A new area has been restricted.
Kept bothering me.
Oh, I can make
Yep, take the oil rags.
yeah.
You could do, whatever they're called, fire traps off of these really easily. Oh, Lucid's in our games.
Oh.
Moonstone, so that's free stamina, because you're not going to do anything else with it. We
Yeah.
can just hurry up and TP out. Is forest closing or is alley closing? Forest or pond is closing,
neither.
you should go pond first.
Yeah. Okay.
Because even though the meteorite's closing and it'd be nice to grab that first, once pond closes, you no longer have access to this tree, so you have to, like, go for this one first.
Only be garbage.
Okay, I just wanted to grab one more of
A subject
these.
has been terminated.
Oh,
Someone is
hello.
Consecutively eliminating survivors.
Oh.
10 survivors remain. A subject has been terminated.
The queue is definitely a little aggressive there, but it's fine.
I didn't want to become cannon fodder.
And
She was just hiding out in that
ended up-
bush.
we ended up being punished for our lack of food as well, but
Yeah.
wasn't a big deal. I would say, I don't know. It's like there's some conflicting things, but I feel like some of it could be looked at as progress, because the Q onto the Fiora there is definitely too aggressive. She's already beaten you down. You really don't have your mobility anymore, and if she gets on top of you, you're dead.
Okay.
But I did tell you that you're being too passive into some enemies,
Yeah.
right? So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to harp on that too much, because that level of aggressiveness is too much, but, you know, the more you do that, the more you'll rein it back in, and you'll hopefully find a middle ground somewhere.
Yeah.
You kind of neglected your food in that last game.
Mm-hmm.
I do think you're funneling on traps a little bit too much.
Okay.
Because while we're there in forest, you could have been working on food as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing both at the same time, I think it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not. And it's like, if you can get yourself to doing both, it's fine. Because while you're in forest, what could you have done for food, right? Think about it again.
Yeah.
One zone foods, right?
Mm-hmm. We could do orchids between the flowers and the oriental herbs.
Yeah, those are pretty shit though, unless we're gonna go to a bottle
yeah,
zone.
Yeah. Yeah. What else? I'm trying to think now. Anything? I mean, I didn't have a lighter,
Egg
right?
and cod.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I always forget that one.
So as you're looking through, if you're in a really bad situation while you're in forest, you're playing Isol, you're looking for trees, this will happen often, you can just stack up eggs as you're going by, go for the fishing rod, and find cod.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, even if you're only doing 2, it's still 2 700 heals. That's really nice, considering the fact you only had 1. You're tripling your food almost. So,
yeah.
Just make sure we're keeping in mind on that for foods, because we're not killing wolves as much, because we're spending a lot of times doing traps. That means we have less chances to find heated oil, which means you're gonna have to be more on top of your food game while you're doing this. I would, instead of, like, it feels like you're just building as many traps as you possibly can, and I would instead start having a goal for yourself on how many traps to build, right? So you build, I would say, let's start at 6 claymores.
Okay.
And then kind of limit ourselves there, because half the time you're building all these mines and you never even get to finish most of the claymores, right? I think so. Yeah. Let's just do enough to do enough mines to do 6 claymores, and then get your claymores out of the way. And then if you can do more mines afterwards, then maybe do more mines. But I still think just getting to the mine part first and then worrying about the claymores later is the better idea, and working on these objectives first so that you can hit your transition. Because I think focusing on, like, when we TP'd in, you were like, oh, let me stop and grab this, you know, this mousetrap. But we can get that somewhere else later. Let's get the Tree of Life first. And because that's the entire reason we went there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
you know, that'll make sense.
We get the Tree of Life, and then you can immediately just go to the TP. It's gonna take a lot of timer, right? You're gonna probably drop to like 15 seconds, so maybe you don't want to do that. If you value your timer, then it's perfectly acceptable to just walk back into pond and take the long way to alley, get your meteorite. Once your meteorite's done, get your bandage, have your auto arms, then finish your traps. Hopefully work on food as we're doing that, right? Because we're going back to alley. We can maybe do, you can either do bacon and garlic sticks, so you're gonna be picking up garlic anyways, but you can start hopefully working on garlic ramen instead. But if I'm in your situation where I only had that one piece of food and I get there and I find bacon, I'm making bacon and garlic sticks every time. So yeah, just reel back in on the traps a little bit, just set a limit for yourself to work on. And then once you find yourself to the point where it's like you're doing that consistently and it's easy and you've got everything else going on, then you can raise that limit to what you find acceptable. And then start working on bulk as well, because it's like, it's the same concept for food, right? We build bulk food and then we build our good food, right?
Yeah.
And you save the really good traps for late game, and you can use the bulk traps for like shit fights in mid game. Because Isol sets down ultimate, a lot of people don't even think twice and they keep pushing, but Isol sets down a trap and it's like there's like a second where you're like have to be like, do I go into this? You know? And that little bit of time can buy you quite a bit. So I would say even like think about like maybe using your traps mid-fight. It's not gonna be as easy as putting down your ult, and you won't always be able to, but there are times where it's like, you know, like you're at distance, you're not really hitting each other but like with the Luke, right? He's kind of waiting to find that Q moment, so you could just set down a trap.
Yeah.
And in that meantime, that's almost like a deterrent itself that could just tell the Luke, like, leave, you know? Because you could just stand on the trap, and if he steps into your auto range, you just auto him. If he Qs you, you just sit on the trap and you wait for him to Q into it. One more thing I'd like you to kind of just keep in mind as you keep playing, and this is more so being in the mind of your opponents, right, is thinking about, and it's a lot easier for me to do while I'm watching, right? So don't feel bad about it, but thinking about what is your opponent doing at the moment, right? So like SSJ Knight is the Luke you died to the other time. He's here in chat, and he even says that every time I mention, like, this is what I think he's doing, that's exactly what he was doing. You need to be keeping in mind what your opponent's probably doing, and kind of just playing around it. So it's like, we saw noise below. We can't assume they're going to just come directly to us, but it's probably a good idea to keep ourselves in a position where if someone does start coming to us, we can know. Because one of the problems we had there was we actually positioned ourselves in a blind spot where we didn't even know the Furor was on top of us until it was too late. And you could have prevented that by putting down a mine in that bush, and then, or a camera if we had them. I don't think we had cameras. I can't really remember on the top of our head, but making sure that we're just not in those positions. With Luke, it was the exact same thing. We positioned ourselves out of our own line of sight, right next to a wall where we couldn't even tell if anyone was close to us or not, because if he rounds that corner, it's no different than if he threw the Q like he did. So make sure we're not putting ourselves in blind spots when we're doing things like crafting or just like searching for things. Making sure that we have some kind of awareness of who's around us and where they could possibly come from.
Okay.
I think that's kind of all I have for you right now. You got anything for me? Like questions or just general stuff?
No, I was thinking more and more just about how much aggression is the right amount of aggression. I was thinking about it, and I'm just like, I think a lot of where that kind of playstyle is coming from on my end is honestly a lot of times because of the LP system, where especially early in the season like this, where like I said before, season 2, I ended up climbing into platinum. But as I was going through that, usually when you're like high gold, you're generally being put into lobbies with like some pretty strong players, some big names that you can usually see a lot. And because of that, a lot of the time I'm like, okay, all I need to do is like place 5th place, no kills, and I will gain like 5 or 6.
Okay, I gotcha. I kind of understand that. The approach I take with it, and this could be like just the characters I'm playing, is I look to secure 1 kill. Right? I'm very aggressive until I secure that 1 kill, and then I'll tone it down. Because
that makes sense.
In my mindset, and this isn't exactly how ranked works, it gets that way as you climb higher, and this is how I believe ranked should work. 2nd place, 0 kills, should lose 1 LP. It should never break even, and it should never gain LP in my mindset, because it means you did nothing that game. And because of that, I kind of have worked my gameplay around that. I think that even like 5th place 1 kill is better than 2nd place 0 kills. And the LP game does actually reflect that, but it's like you can go for like 4th or 3rd place 0 kills and often enough break even, if not gain LP, depending on how low you are. But what I would recommend is, especially for this character you're playing right now, you can kind of like test the waters with almost every fight, especially if it's someone that you don't have to be completely wary of. You know the bad matchups, you know who to be afraid of. But if you're like, if it's not a bad matchup, just walk up and auto and see how the enemy responds. You don't have to start with Q, you can just start with an auto attack, because sometimes what you'll see is that you'll auto people and they will knee-jerk react, and they'll maybe, like, it's a Jackie and she immediately jumps on top of you. That's a free Q. She's on top of you, you can just Q, roll away, now you have distance, and you can just start autoing her down, and you probably have a kill.
Okay.
So just, you don't have to, like, be balls to the walls, but at least, you know, try. You know what I mean? Like, if we take an auto, you just take the auto and you start stepping back, and as you step back, the opponent trades back with you, and you see the amount of damage they did and you're not comfortable, right? So let's say it's a Cicella. You auto them, they Q you in response, and you start stepping back and you take like a third of your HP. We now know this is a bad call. We need to start walking away, and because you've already started walking back, you can make that call. And then once you've tested the waters, right? And let's say you're like, okay, this looks favorable. I've taken 2 autos to them. They've done their damage to me. I have a good idea of where to expect. The next time you step up to auto them, you don't have to start walking back at all because you already know this is a good fight for me. And the more you start doing this, the more you get familiar with these situations, the more you won't even have to think about it. It'll be like, I've done this 1,000 times. I know this matchup. I know where we stand. Generally, I'm favored.
Yeah, that all makes sense.
So it just comes down to limit testing a little bit more, and you don't even have to like hard limit test it. You just, you know, take a little nibble, you know?
Okay.
And then the objectives are the other big thing. Making sure that we're not neglecting our food. There's a big mindset. I even see it in a lot of top players where they're like, I only need like 2 pieces of food. I'll get the rest of my food for my next kill. But food is so easy to craft. I don't feel like that's ever like necessary. Like if you watch my games, in most situations I literally have an inventory full of food and stamina, and I don't even break my stride. I'm still farming for objectives, but that's because I've been doing this for so long, the exact same like play pattern, that it's second nature to me, you know? I didn't even think about like what's my next objective. I go into my game and I'm like, I kill my first set of wolves, I go fight for alpha, I go kill my second set of wolves, and then I set up and I'm like, reassess, do I want to go for the tree of life because I have a meteor, or because I notice it's up? Do I want to go for omega? And it's like, it's the same questions to myself every game, and eventually you already know the answers you want. And one last thing I would say is kind of build your early around making that possible. So like in this one, right, I asked you, why don't you make the boiling water so that you can do the hot honey, right? Yeah. And you said it's because you don't need it. If your inventory permits it, that extra boiling water can then be converted to extra food. But I don't think your inventory permits it, so it doesn't matter for this build, but you can start thinking about it for like other builds. So like when I play my Leon build, in factory, when I do factory start, I'll make 2 stacks of boiling waters. And you can start doing that on other things, because I don't need that boiling water now, but because I can start using that for like other foods down the road. And you'll notice that when I play my Leon build, that 2 stacks of boiling water I make in the very beginning really sets me up to just make sure my food and my stamina never even is a worry. It's never a problem. And you can start applying that kind of thing to other builds, right? Because you're playing Agni, you do heated oil. If as you're walking along you find another thing of heated oil, you can easily just make that as well, and then you've got a bunch of fried chicken you can start working on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was thinking about it when that situation with the boiling water before, and I do think it actually does make more sense to, if I'm going to be holding, you know, 3 or 4 not hot honey water, but 3 or 4 regular honey water, it would probably just be better to make that into boiling water instead. And if I have to just drink one, just to, you know, get, you know, through my teleporter, get through my looting,
it's
that's
wasted,
fine.
but it's
and
fine.
Then just hold. Yeah, but then it at least opens up the possibility for using the other 2 to then, you know, boiled eggs or oriental concoction, whatever.
Right.
You know, I'm at zone wise.
Yeah, the next thing is tempo, especially with these kind of routes. These are tempo routes, right? I don't know if you're familiar with card games, but tempo,
yeah.
You know, it's important in these because you need to be a tree at a specific time every game. And you're really setting yourself up to, like, get your leather off chickens, and you're noticing those are gone every game. So maybe it's time to make an adaptation, right? Stop relying on the chickens. Set yourself up to have as much loot done as possible by that 1 minute mark. Kill those wolves and incense.
Yeah.
It can be hard, but if your weapon's the only thing you're missing, you can drop down Q, you can W them to do a decent chunk of damage. You kill one wolf, the other one should maybe be half health by that point. And if you have your ultimate, it's even easier. Now that does mean that if you're killing it at the 1 minute mark perfectly, ideally your ult's back up, but I don't think you will be able to. You're probably killing it at like 30 seconds, so using your ult might be a little too committal in that situation. But having your weapon online is better than not.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've definitely learned my lesson about those chapel chickens. I will not be relying on those.
Yeah, and then knowing what, I think understanding what we can skip from chapel is probably better, and keeping like a general idea of the lobby. Because it's like we know specific people are going to contest, right? If we get into ranked, Jan is going to contest. Jan is going to be full build in that situation. You need to be looking at yourself at like 30 to 20 seconds left until tree spawns and just be honest with yourself. Can I contest this tree? Right? And if the answer's no, I would just leave. Don't even worry about it. Like, I would honestly just move on. And this is more of an NA thing than KR, right? Because I've been watching a lot of high elo KR, and I've honestly come to the point where I don't actually have a high opinion of KR anymore, because I cannot tell you how many times I've watched them just get Hotel and Simtree literally for free. There's no one to contest it on builds that have no reason to ever get it. The rank 1 Jackie in KR gets it every time. Jackie should lose to Linux every game at Tree of Life, but they just don't do it. They just don't contest it because they don't value it, I guess. Whereas in NA, there's at least 2 people there every game. So, and also you've mentioned it yourself, if you notice that Spy or Wraith Cure are in your lobbies you don't even try, I would recommend, if you are in lobbies with them and you find yourself hitting your strides, you're full build, you're ready, give it a shot. Have a little more confidence in yourself, because there's times Spy will come up and he's not full build, you know? He does bleed.
Yes. We all spawn in with 2 bread, 2 water.
Right. So, overall, and this is just kind of like a follow-up, just put a cap on your traps, make sure we're working on other things, and start testing the water for your fights. I may have said something else earlier in as well. I'm sure you'll remember it better than I do. My memory is terrible. And then of course we'll have the YouTube video you can look back on as well.
Yes, okay. Great, well yeah, thank you so much for taking the time, helping me out. I really appreciate it.
I actually really appreciate the sessions with you, RabbitHouse, because we don't get a lot of better players in these. And I think it really shows that it's like there's a lot more to improve on than just routing. Because I cannot tell you, like, 60% of my sessions all end with the same advice. That's like, you need to work on your routing and you need to like stop like falling into these new pit traps. So it's nice. It's honestly refreshing for me to actually get to help someone on something else.
Oh, well, I'm glad. Again, thank you all for watching. You see me around. I mean, I've been doing organizing tournaments, stuff like that. So if you're part of this community, you'll see me here and there. Twitch.tv/RabbitHouseGames.
Yeah, and he streams earlier than I do, so it's like, you can't use the excuse of saying like, oh, it's not the right time slot for me. It's like, if you're sitting around waiting for Motive to go live, you could be watching RabbitHouse until I go live.
Ooh, very true, very true. Well, thank you again. I'm gonna sign off and get some dinner now, but much appreciated. I'm sure I will be back on here at some point in the future.
All right, see you around, RabbitHouse. Have a good night.
Cool, see ya.